Ability. We're back for 2026. Daggy with you for Show Us Your Tips to get stuck into some weekend racing as we head towards the Autumn Carnival. The Beaver will return. We'll be doing it all again each and every week as we get right into the year ahead. Beaver's going to be back for the Group 1 action in the coming weeks. But in the meantime, you're stuck with me to look at a pretty ordinary card to kick proceedings back off again. Caulfield and Randwick in action tomorrow as the last dregs of the summer get out of our way to get into some good autumn racing. Let's kick off at a hot Caulfield. The rail is in the true. It's going to be 40 degrees. An early start down there where we start with a pretty average, not the most exciting card to return to, but pretty average benchmark 100 over 17. 100 metres kicks us off. First leader at Caulfield taken is probably the way to start here. Generally the way I like to start day down there. We'll see with the rail in the true. Probably going to be hard to make ground as the track continues to dry out and the day goes on. So, look, I felt it was a bit short when I first did the form, but I've come back around to taking being top pick here, leading for Jamie Mellon. No luck last time out, but very honest. Lightly raced thing from Marigold, 7-day backup, off a win. Very dangerous. When I started out was the initial top pick, but just have map concerns and not particularly a stable of mine. But they're the two chances to start it. Very interested to see Smoke and Princess back for a campaign. The 10 or so trials it's had over the last 6 months made you a bit nervous there. Terry Mansour does seem over the odds. Just typical of me to mention 4 horses in a 7-horse field, but taken clearly on top to start the day. Very interesting couple of races after that. The Blue Diamond previews coming up, both over 1,000 metres. We have the boys edition first, race 2. And I'm going to go with the Race Brigade here. I really like the debut of Eurocanto. Had a big job to do to overcome a bit of trouble on debut in the Maribyrnong plate and did well to win there. The trials since have been great. Thoughts with the Hayes team after what they've been through the last few weeks, but hopefully they can get a winner here to get them back and going. From Milson's Point, really liked what it did on debut as well. The Godolphin horse pinned its ears back and hit the line very well at the night meeting at Pakenham there. They're the two main ones for me. Bit of a watch on Invicto. Next best, expensive Colt. The girls are up next. 2-year-old Blue Diamond Preview Fillies edition as we head towards that big feature in a few weeks' time. And actually went the other way around here. Went looking for the Unraced Brigade. And I've got Angel's Fury on top. I thought the last couple of trials were very impressive. Market agrees, just looking at it now, but really blew away a field last time out. I thought easy to like here. Queen's English seems a good price, well bred, expensive, $1 million filly, but that is a very good mare. English with the Freedman Yard, $14, main danger. I thought the trials were good. Tangled with Jadzia in the latest. Will probably take up a position here, and I thought will be hard to beat. Of the Race Brigade, they're all okay, but I think we're going to see some good fillies stepping out in this next few weeks as we head towards the Diamond. Race 4, 1,400 metre benchmark 70. And look, if my old friend, the Supercilious, is ever going to win another race, surely this is it. Map against, I know it's going to have a job to do, but it's back. It's been its whole life in black type racing, back to a benchmark 70. Just get some clear air, pull out, and hopefully can wrap this slot up. It's around 550 back at each way. I don't think it misses a place unless it is super leader bias, but we'll have a bit of an indication of that by now. Everrain's trialled up really well. It will be close to the pace. Should get a nice enough run there. Main danger for me, not an overly thrilling race as matches up with the rest of this summer card. Benchmark 74, 1,100 metres comes up next. Declared is the favourite, oddly enough, but it's also in it more Phil, I noticed, so keep an eye on that. Not the way I've gone there. I've left it out. I've got Expulsion on top. I really liked its resumption. Good card ahead for Jamie Mellon, apparently. I really liked its resumption. It comes to town off the right race off a nice win at Sandown. And, there's not a lot here. So around the $4 mark, it looked good enough to me. I thought Damehood's trials were very good. Main danger around the $6.50. Give it some thought. I would have had Salsa Fella much higher and beaten second up, actually. And it's contested some pretty good sprint races. But from gate 2, I think it's going to be back and last around Caulfield. And it may just have a very hard job to do over the 1,100 metres there. So that's why I went around it. But if they are swooping, or for whatever reason we can get away with a bit of luck. Give it thought as next best, but keen expulsion on what could be a good day for the Godolphin Blue in race number 5. The 6 is a 2,000 metre benchmark 78. And the only horse I could seriously entertain is the favourite Suntora. This is a bush race, more or less, outside of it. It does need another win. A couple of close-up placings the last couple, but going really well. Jackson Radley takes a bit of weight relief off. All things being equal, it's going to be very, very hard to beat. One of the better bets on the card. The main danger is Dublin Journal. I thought it was good last time out, picking up some, taking ground off a couple of decent horses there in Precious Charm and Co. It's $16. It does fire a knockout once a prep, and this is the most likely. I think it's the good solid Saturday Metro horse in a field of, as I said, horses coming from Warrnambool and out wide. So give it some thought as the Quinella runner here, but Suntora, very hard to beat. First of some black type comes up to start the quaddie, a listed 1,000-metre race, the WJ Adams, and a heap of pace, as you'd expect here with Beast Mode going forward, Philosopher, Midwest, potentially way to the stars. He'd missed the start and ran well in Brisbane, generally takes up a position. So I'm looking away from those leaders, and that left with Beaver's horse, one that he's been very fond of in GG's Mistruth. I thought has some great form around Ray Magnario, around Cabalus last time out. Trial since was good, and just gets a lovely camp off the pace here. I think it's going to be very hard to beat. A great little trial too, just ploughed home into 4th or 5th under its own steam. Looked quite tidy. Oak Hill will be the other one making a run with it. Should have won last time out. It was given very little chance there. Gate 9, pace on, clear air for J Mellon once again. Going to be the main danger. The 8th is a 1,200 metre, the 1,200 metre Mannfred Stakes now for the 3-year-olds actually. And I'm going to put here in a good little race, Romantic Encounter, Gate 1 leader. It's going to pump through off some nice trials and going to be very hard to beat, especially if that rail is the place to be. Beat a decent enough horse in its last trial too, whose name's just escaped me. Anyway, doesn't matter. It was good. And taking up position here, leading, going to be hard to get past. Horse I'll make a case for away from it is Custom. First up, second prep for Kieran Maher after he took it late off Jay Cummings' hands late last prep. I've liked the work going into this, and I think he can run well. I think he's got a bit of ability and really like the trials, so give it some thought at a bit of a price. Next best, Salty Pearl is the favourite and an absolute ripper, but I've just got a feeling it might want a little further. Keep an eye on it going into 1,400 metres and a mile next couple of starts. Speaking of 1,400 metres, the John Dillon Stakes is next. It is a listed race here, and track pattern's going to have a say by this stage in how we play. But for now, I'm putting Zeus Sensation on top. Absolute ripper, gets control. Not a heap of pace underneath unless Regal Zeus wants to push up and be a pest. Perhaps Hughes or Just a Deal, but there's not a lot of pace to put any pressure on it. So it's on top. If we're swooping, though, the bets I'll have, the 2 bets I'll have, all things being equal. First, Cafe Millennium, a ripper since it's gone to the Hayes team. We'll need to be able to make ground. We'll be back. We'll be wide, and we'll be steaming home. But I'll take the $9 to find out if we can make ground. And the last one I'll make a case for is Attrition. It's $23 now at the market I'm looking at. Spent his whole life chasing the likes of V.S. Sistina, Lindemann, and some proper Group 1 horses. It's now dropping back to a listed race, a fairly average listed race if we're being fair, and it's $23. So I'm going to find out there as well. As long as the track's playing fair, my big plays will be Cafe Millennium and Attrition. We might be able to get a result out of that, and a bit of fat on the quaddie, which we'll get to a bit later. Otherwise, the safe straight bat play is the favourite in that one. I'm a bit boring to say. And we'll finish off with the best on the card, a mile benchmark 78. I'm going to come home with Lightly Raced Touchdown. I think this is a nice horse in the making, coming off 3 Heath wins, which doesn't always do it for me from a form point of view, but I do like what it's done. It's trounced them on each occasion, and just it's a very, very winnable race. It's on top, should get a lovely run. Don't need to be any. It can lead, it can camp off Black Storm, it can camp off Yes I Know should it go forward, and is going to be very hard to beat. From good enough run last time out, we get an idea of that form when we see Marigold go round in the first, but on top for me in the last. The quaddie from Caulfield. Race 1, we'll go 1 Insurrection, 4 Oak Hill, 6 GG's Mistruth. Second leg, 2 Job Done, 3 Romantic Encounter, 6 Salty Pearl, 7 Miss Olay, and 9 Custom. Third leg is 1 Attrition, 2 Zoo Sensation, 4 Cafe Millennium, and 9 Contemporary. Worked home well up the straight last start. And last leg will come with 5 Touchdowns, 6 Narbold, 8 and 12 Yes I Know. $100 gets you about 42%. If you want to skinny up, I'd go in that last leg. I'll drop out Narbold, and you could even try and run with Touchdown and 2 out there, and double your stake. But anyway, that's the way I've seen the quaddie. Best on the card, race 10, number 5, Touchdown. I really like Suntora, race 6, number 6 as well. And value, we'll throw one out at 20s here. Race 9, number 1, Attrition. I think it's a decent each-way play. Horse might be gone, but last chance here. We head to Randwick next, where a real slog of a summer card nearly put me off coming back to do this show. It was a bit of work getting through all of this. Definitely waiting for the good horses to return for autumn, but they've still got 10 races on. Still going to be 10 winners, and at Randwick, the rail's going to go out to the 6-metre position. I'd suggest probably don't be too far from the pace and just pulling out from the running line into that 8-metre-ish lane to come home. We kick off with the 2-year-old race over the 1,000 metres, and I thought most of these trialled really well. So I can't really stamp too many, but there's a little bit of value to be had here. I think the couple I mentioned, Home and Dry, trialled really well for Michael Freedman. The filly, I thought, did a good job there. Zambales did so for the other Freedman camp. Sat outside lead last time out and worked home reasonably well in that trial. They're the couple I was predominantly looking at here, both at an each-way price. If I do have a bet at all, the other one I would consider from less fashionable connections is Oh Yes She Did. It's 20s. I did something on it, and it ran fairly well off the trials on debut. Trialled well since, and the market doesn't particularly like it, but might be something we can juice early. Won't be a big betting race, but yeah, look, in that order, I'll go 7-2 and a small bet on the 4. The second is the midway. It's over a mile. And slog of a midway to get through, $7 a field, but I'm fairly keen on one here, and that's Walking Painting. Now 4th up. They're throwing the whole kitchen sink at this today. Acclaim, week back up, 4th up, leading with a potentially sympathetic rail and a 3-kilo claim for Sienna Grama. It's about $10. I've talked myself into being a pretty good bet on the card. They might be doing because they think the horse is gone, but I just think it's time to go. And one of the more interesting bets I'll be having tomorrow. So Walking Painting clearly on top. What else did I have? Not a lot. 10 Varials should run well enough, obviously, but not a strong midway. I think Channeling down the bottom was over the odds, lightly raced for Ed O'Rourke. It's around 20-1, so a bit of value to a trifecta there, but yeah, Walking Painting my best value on the card. The Highway is up next, 1200-metre class 3, and Matt Patton may suggest this. For the sake of the tip, I'm putting Show 'em How on top, resuming, but does have a job to do. It'll be back and wide and having to reel them in. So we'll have a bit of work against it. I thought Nova Centauri will run okay at a price, and Athena's Treasure, Micro Mickey all map up fairly well. All of those are double figures, so they're the 4 I'll poke around and try and build something with, but won't be one that I'm going to be steaming into in an odd little highway, as they tend to be. The 4th is a benchmark 72 over 1,400 metres, another odd little race here. I've put Powerful Peg on, Pretty Powerful, not Powerful Peg. Pretty Powerful on top, I think's going okay. Gate 1 for Grimer, bit of a claim. Surprised they've stuck with it, but Chris Waller seems to have stuck with it most of the card, actually. I think ready to go now. I think both starts his prep were reasonable. Might need a bit of luck from Gate 1, but if can take up position, I think it's a horse to beat. Devana's come back in pretty good order. We'll have the map against, but is a price. If we're making ground, don't sleep on it. Former Godolphin horse, won first up for the new stable, and ran okay last time out, just worked back along the inside. Slightly forgotten here, I think. Bella Corazon's going all right next best. Not a race, again, that particularly enthuses, so again, just looking for a bit of value on the card. The 5th 2,000 metre benchmark, 88. This is Sounds Unusual's race. Very ordinary race here. I had a few looks down at the favourite coming from Melbourne. Can probably understand why it is favourite. But I think the last 2 runs have been decent enough for Sounds Unusual. I suggest Chris Waller thinks that it's his turn now. Chased Kind Words last time out. That's fair enough. I tell light. Chased Unlimited last time out, who's flying. So I will. I'll put it on top from Elliptical Main Danger, and your trifecta horse is Casino Bear at 20s. Just keeps plugging away and running well enough. Put it away and put it into your exotics because it'll bob into 3rd or 4th for you. But yeah, 6 from 2 predominantly, and 7 next best. The 6th is a 1,200 metre benchmark, 78, in which the market I think is in the right order here, except for the fact I'm leaving out the Danny Williams runner because it is a bush horse. So Applaud on top, and I think has to run well. Finds James McDonald, hard fit. I thought fair enough in the interjection race last time out. Same chasing tuned a couple of weeks before. J-Mac will just find the J-Mac spot, 1-1 or 1-2, and stalk and run past Bundina, who's the horse to beat leading for Nash. I thought that was about the race here, so that's why I'll play it. The rest of these are making up the numbers, so fairly straightforward for once in the 6. The 7th, a benchmark 88, and this time I have gone looking for the Melbourne form in a pretty shite race. Welcome to the show on top. Real Line Chase. I liked what it did at Flemington last time out in an okay benchmark 70-ish race. It's on top from Rolling Magic, who leads or stalks Roma Avenue and just gets a great run here in a race that doesn't have too many challenges. I started out with it on top and might still flip it. They're the two I will play the race if I can cover both. I will Sun God next best, but it is Sun God. The 8th is the listed Carrington Stakes, 1,400 metres, and I've come back to the leader here in another fairly mediocre listed race. Winchat, good job last time out. If it gets its own way to win, if it doesn't, I don't know if it will want to hand up to Cool Jakey. There's a bit of pace underneath. Match Galade, Cool Jakey and Co. If they go crazy, could be an issue, but I thought it's a rightful favourite because I'm not sure how many of these are still keen to be doing much chasing, especially once it puts the foot down. I thought Sandpaper, back from Queensland, gets the right run. Nash just stalks on the back of those 2 or 3 pace options, around $11. Give it some thought. And Nelly Laylac, there's been money for since I've done the form. Had a good look at it because I know it may want further, but it has won, did its best work overseas over 1,400 metres. Trials were good. They've gone and found James McDonald. They've got Gate 1. I think it'll run a race here. Definitely goes into quaddie. But they're the 2 knockouts, the 1 and the 2 in this one. Should Winchat fall over, which I'm not sure it will. The 9th is a benchmark 78. Again, I've got the market in the right order. I think the market is in the right order with the Beside the Ocean on top. Absolute live chance. I'm probably going to back Candlewick and Super Norwest, so I like what they've both done. Resuming Candlewick with the new stable was good. First up will be better with Joe Pride. Second up, and Super Norwest smashed them first up. I know it's come out of Highway Life, but that was a very impressive win, I thought, last time out. Mother Goose came off that and won last week. Gets a lovely run. It's $6. Hard to beat. Yeah, I'm going to back the 2 I mentioned around the each way price, Candlewick, Super Norwest here, and hopefully get a result. If you like Beside the Ocean, or you did like it last time out, you can forgive what happened there. I don't think everything went right. It's got Kerrand at Wyong. Will be better than that here with J.E. Collett jumping back on. And to wrap up, we've got a 400 metre benchmark 78 and going to put Punton on top. Unbeaten second up. I thought first up was an absolute barrier trial out at Wyong. Just sat back there, plugged home, did what I had to do. I think this will be the target. Bjorn in the last. $6 to find out. Leading or sitting outside Miss Hades. Get on. Time to go. I think it will run well from Interjection, who comes off the track in distance win. Has the wide gate to contend with, but only just has to find a spot, really. somewhere in that running line, and I liked what it did last time out. Make it the main danger, but I'll be coming home with Bjorn and throwing a couple of others into the quaddie, which I'll get to now. First leg, race 7, 3, Sun God, yeah, we'll put it in. 6, Welcome to the Show, 7, Rolling Magic. Second leg, 1, Sandpaper, 2, Nelly Laylax, 3, Match Galate, 5, Wind Chat, 12, Step Aside. Maybe not, but for now, we'll put it in. 1, Hellbent on You, forgive last time. 3, Candlewick, 4, Diddle Dumpling, 5, Super Norwest, 6, Everyone's a Star, and 11, Beside the Ocean. That's leg 3. And we'll come home with 2, Altoff, 3, Punton, 5, Interjection, and 9, Miss Hades. $100 gets you about a third there, I would suggest. So we'll see if we can get something to kick us off for the Autumn Carnival. My best on a card, I struggled to find one I really wanted to stamp. Race 6, number 4, Applaud. I suppose punting can go and do race 10, number 3. Value, race 2, number 1, Walking Painting. That's it. Back for 2026. Show us your tips. The Beaver will be back as well as we get stuck into the Autumn Carnival. Looking forward to doing it all, guys. Good to be back. A few things ahead. Hopefully doing some rugby league chat once again. Footy and Frothies we're going to dust off and do a rugby league preview in the coming weeks. Plenty going on. Stay tuned to all the YouTube channels. You can get us on Spotify. Search Show Us Your Tips on Spotify and anywhere good podcasts are found if you want to listen to the audio version. And I suppose I better put a written copy up for everyone as well. Take care. Talk soon.